everybody. Good morning, and welcome. Welcome, everyone. So glad to have you guys here. Thank you for waiting. Hello, Monera. Mohammed, hello, hello. Welcome, guys. All right, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Let's get here on the big screen. Hi, Candy. Hello, hello, everyone. I see you all now. Here we go. Shut off the echo. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you, Monera. Hajar. Hello, hello, Ping. No, no, no. You're not late, Ping. You're right on time. I had accidentally scheduled it for an hour ago, and that wasn't going to work. So I rescheduled it for 4, and I saw we already had like 30 or 40 people had saved the spot. I was like, oh no. But here we are. Here we are. Morning to you, Moneta. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, you guys are right on time. Don't worry about it. Everybody's fine. I think I just put some lotion in my eye, though. You probably shouldn't do that. Hi, good morning. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. You guys hear me okay? Is the video okay? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Septi, hi. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome, Mohammed. Thank you. The channel launched. Thank you, everybody, for going and checking it out. Appreciate it. Obviously, we can't really talk about it here, but it's in my profile. So if you check the bottom of my profile, you'll find the name of it, and it's so exciting. Just one video, but we're gonna make some more content today. Of course, we'll always live stream here. Hello Talk is my first and foremost primary place to share and to connect with you guys. It's an amazing app, and I'm hoping that they do start monetizing as far as commercials and stuff go here. I hope they decide to get to that point. But yeah, thank you guys. Yes, Mohammed, I launched it. Monera knows, but it's in my profile. I wrote the name of it in my profile, so you guys are welcome to go check it out. But today we're talking about efficiency. Efficiency. How many of you want to be more efficient in your life? In your life. Efficiency is so important because when we waste resources, tangible and intangible, tangible resources would be like money or supplies, intangible things would be like time, right? You can't hold it, but you can waste it. So we're talking about efficiency, how to become more efficient. Some of you feel maybe that you're very scattered and inefficient, and we're going to talk about that today. So thank you for coming, Evangelina. It's so good to see you here. I know it's quite early for you there. Thank you, Monera, for putting that topic. Let me see if I can pin that. I think I can. I'll pin that there. Thank you. Monera has put the topic there for us and see if even if I can bring this up right here. I think that's the one I want to do. Very cool. Hello. Thank you. Good morning, Shanta. And thank you for sharing the event. Someone else shared the event. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Sharing is caring, as they say, right? Um, let's see if I can share this. hmm Ah, Good, good, good. So, me time, but it's called How to Be More Efficient. The more efficient you are with your time and your money and your energy, the more of that time, money, energy, and other things you'll have to be able to use for your own purposes. So, efficiency is very important, and that's why we're going to talk about it today. So, go ahead and get your hands raised. You guys know how it goes, that in our community here, we don't rotate through people a lot on stage. So the people that come on stage are going to help to develop the topic, but you also should know and remember that I don't work today and I have stars on my face. Hold on. Oh, wonderful. There we go. Okay. I don't work today, so we can go a little bit longer. And what I'm going to do is make content that I talked about after this. So after this, I'm going to go one wheeling and go to a nice location and record some content for the new channel. So thank you guys. Bahar, hello. Mohammed, thank you for sharing the event. Look at you guys. You're amazing already. You're so welcome, Minjay. All right, Bahar. Very cool. All right, so let's get people on stage and start talking. Whoa, look at the hands. Look at the hands. Wow. Well, let's get you guys up here then. All right.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
Got you. I got you, green screen man. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you? I'm very excited
Oh,
to be
I'm
here.
I'm I'm excited to be here too, brother. I really am. And I'm excited that Ping is back. She took a little
Oh,
break. So
one
it's good to
second.
see her back, of course. Hi, Mia. Welcome. We're getting situated. I think Mohammed's going to show us the weather.
Oh, it's sunny today.
Oh,
Yeah,
also with the green screen, he's like, we have wind coming over here through the southwest, and you'll notice that in northern part of the live stream, we've got clouds happening
exactly.
over
Yes.
here.
And also green t-shirt. So
Yeah, so you're gonna look invisible, right? It's gonna look like the weather's on you. You're
just
like,
just a
yeah, we're
thought.
wearing
Yeah.
green. So this background is brought to you by Starbucks. Mia, welcome. I hope you're happy to be with us. We like to have fun here. Everyone in the chat, hi Renee. I love your picture. I can see you before everyone else because your picture is so creative. And everyone in the chat, you are very much a part of what's going on now. You don't have to wait in the line and twiddle your fingers. We're all going to be reading the chat. Mohammed's very active, and Ping are very active in the chat as well to make sure everyone's up to speed. This is a community. We just have different venues. So don't trip, as they say in my country, meaning don't get frustrated. Don't be like, I want to say something. I want to say something. You can say it in the chat, and we'll give voice to it here. And we could cycle through the stage a few times because I don't work today. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get into enjoying the folks that are here. As I said, Miss Ping, welcome. And Mia, hello, Mia. Don't feel bad. You're the only one without your camera on. Okay, feel bad a little bit. Just feel bad a little bit, but don't feel bad a lot. Don't feel bad a lot. It's okay. Um,
No, I have to put my hijab on first.
oh, yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course, of course. Of
Yeah.
course, please take your time. And thank you for doing that. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. I know when you're home, you want to relax, and then all of a sudden you're on live stream. So thank you for explaining that. But I always give people a hard time, but I do mean that whatever you're comfortable with. So um, we're talking about how to be efficient. And what I'm looking for with you guys, if you don't mind, is times where you had less efficiency in your life. Those of us who have been in life a little while, maybe we've gone through that phase. Or if your career called for it, of course, people who are in very technical, specific careers, I don't know, say engineers, um, may have to have been very efficient with their time and resources. But myself, it's been a process of discovering and implementing ways to be efficient of these tangible and intangible supplies or things in our lives. So, going around the room, of course, Mohammed, how much time do you have for your break?
I guess it's around, it left around 30 minutes, I guess. But I want to give the chance to others to be on stage anytime.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll talk to the guy who's in charge of that. All right, hold on a second. What are you talking about? When we used to have moderators, that the empowerment of moderators was better when Libby used to moderate and Gina, they could see who's in the queue, they could bring people up and bring people down. So we had little catchwords like, okay, thank you, take it, and the person would be off the stage. It was very efficient, very much like a broadcast, but they took that away for some reason. So it's all me now. And I like to marinate in this because as we go around the room, we may go past Mia and then you say something and then Ping and Mia go, yeah, I want to say something to that effect. That's pretty good. And so, it's a beautiful process. And so I'll take all the heat, guys, if you're up here too long. I know everyone wants everyone to be here. So we'll go with Miss Ping, if we can, and then Miss Mia. Thank you for your kajab and for getting ready for our live stream. And Mohammed, of course. And Mohammed, you were the one that talked about making a thing, right? For the other thing? We'll talk about that sidebar. Okay. He's trying to get his mute off. You need a foot
Ah,
pedal.
okay.
You need a foot pedal mute. Like
It's a little, just a little icon. It's hard on my iPad.
it.
It's really
Okay.
small.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's okay. No problem, buddy.
you talked about, you mean the
Yeah,
symbol?
the thing for the thing. Yeah, I just remember we're
Okay.
live streaming, so I can't. Anyway,
I
we'll,
know what you're talking about.
we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that thing
Okay.
later. Shut up, be quiet. I'm trying to talk over here. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So, here we go. It's funny. We should be able to split screen. We got to do something fun. But Miss Ping, it's really nice to have you back. Did you have a good day of refreshing, of like not doing any social media, just kind of refreshing? What did you do?
Yeah, sometimes I still kind of glue with my mobile phone on my hand. That is a kind of distraction. Distraction. This
Yeah.
action, this kind of social media just influence or decrease the efficiency of everybody of us. I think that is a big problem nowadays happen on everybody and on any given day. So how can we manage my time? Always, sometimes I just think I hate that should be 48 hours in a day. In this way, I can handle my get all of my job finished. But that is a problem. Time is always limited. So increasing the time efficiency is something very important. Is always something on the top of my important priority things. My way to handle that is every day I just try to make a kind of to-do list. But in this kind of to-do list, I need to
Mm.
classify them, just make
Hmm.
some of the priorities on the top. Maybe that is some of the top important number one and also in urgent number one, and then number two, and then number three. If I still have some time, maybe fragments of the time, I just try to put them on some little small things or unimportant things or something when I do it, I just can get a little bit pleasant or relax. I think in this kind of way, just combination of your priority missions and also a
Hmm.
little
Hmm.
bit more trivialities together. and organized in a kind of systematic way. And in this way, maybe 10 hours or 12 hours time you just fulfilled, and then you can finish a lot of things.
That's really good advice. Really good advice to have a list and become efficient. But I think if we had 48 hours a day, we would be required to sleep 16 of them.
40 hours.
Everything
Okay.
would double, right? And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that I can usually work on 6 hours sleep because eight is way too much. I'm not getting stuff done. But that's really good that you do shut off social media. I've at one time I had to have a doctor remove a phone from my face. It just got stuck there. And my arm got frozen like this, and we had to do a surgery and get it off my face. And and now most of my relationships, as contrary as it sounds, are online. I had a meeting with a couple of pastors today at church, and they asked me, what is your day like, and what is your social life like? And I was like, well, I really don't socially interact with too many people locally. I mean, we have our weekly group because I'm so strict on the types of people and the things that I engage in that it doesn't meld with most of what other people call fun. Like I don't, obviously I don't do drinking or I don't like sports. I mean, not that I hate them, but it's just not my interest. I'd rather talk to people. I'd rather do this with people live, but unfortunately not many people want to do this live. I don't Maybe we need to start that. Maybe we'll start that. Um, so I really enjoy these kind of settings, although we're disconnected from good communication because we can't be near each other and sense all the things that you would sense in close proximity. But I really gave it some thought at the time, and I was like, wow, I don't do much of anything really, and I thoroughly enjoy this. So I don't know. I don't know if it's hypocritical of my lecturing about meaningful, good relationships, or if we're making it very functional and useful in our context of how we use it. So that's a good start, Ms. Ping. Thank you for starting us off with that. Organizational skills, setting deadlines for your tasks, breaking your big missions or projects down into smaller pieces so that you can get them done thoroughly, and of course, limiting social media when it is not an intricate part of what you're doing. And you just need that defrag because social media utilizes a lot more of your energy than just talking to a person. And I think the efficiency of it or the benefit of it is much less than live stuff. So I'm so glad we started that way with that information, Miss Ping. Now, no pressure, Mia, but you're coming next. We're about to
Okay.
shift to here. Here we go. Everybody get ready for the shift.
Uh,
What's going on
uh,
back here? What's going on? Okay,
by the
now,
way,
yes.
yeah, since you mentioned just now about trying to bring exercise um, in life, like online,
Mm.
actually that's something that I do because I am a physical therapist and I
Ah,
also am a clinical exercise physiologist. So one of the things that I do
wow.
for a living is to conduct like group exercises, but because of the restriction in distance and time, so to get everybody around is quite a challenge. So we conduct online exercise sessions. So yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful because Vivid, hi Vivid. I saw you say hi before, Vivid, and thank you for the gift. But welcome everybody who's saying hi. I don't have a moderator today, so Ping went somewhere. She'll probably say something in the chat. I don't have a moderator to interact with you all, but thank you guys for saying hi. Um, yeah, so actually, when COVID first hit. Um, that was part of my escape from, even though my job's critical, I was able to go. It was very eerie because I was on the bus by myself. I mean, there was a driver, but it was very eerie to be in a place like San Diego and No one
Okay.
around, you know what I mean? It was
I,
like, whoa, it was totally Hollywood. And of course the gyms were closed until we got creative to put our gyms in the parking lot and bring our equipment out in the parking lot where there's more space. But at first everything was closed. So I got into exercise apps, different types of push-ups, and they get real creative. And I met someone through another app. And we ended up doing a video call, and she's in New Zealand.
oh,
Vivian, if you ever see Vivian Infinite Wise, or because she always has questions, she's amazing. Actually, I'm really happy to have her as a friend. And so we started that together. I said, well, I can't do a video call right now because I'm going to exercise right now. She's like, oh, well, maybe we could do it together. And I
together.
was like, I don't, so we kind of invented that, I gave her the app to download, and we were practicing things, and it was a little bit different because I'm not that kind of, it's just, I'm timid about those moments, even though I go to a big gym, but it was just different. And so, she didn't know how to do a lot of those things, but she picked it up like a champ. I mean, I was so impressed with her durability. She really picked it up, and then we started talking more about philosophy and things. And so, um, very cool that you do that online. So, a good side effect of COVID is that places embracing the ability to do a lot of our businesses online, even
Yeah.
physical therapy. Very cool. Very cool. I think
Breaking the
that's great.
boundary of distance and time.
I say that again. Say that again.
Breaking the boundary of distance and time.
Breaking the boundaries of distance and time. So what we're doing here, Mohammed and Mia and Ping, maybe Ping had to go or she lost her connection. I have to see if she raised her hand again. She might have got, yeah. Oh no, it says she's still here. My thing says she's still here. Um, Breaking the boundaries of distance and time. So our context here, and guys in the chat, tell me if I'm talking too fast. The coffee is quite strong, so maybe I'm get fast. Um, um, the context here, because of caring, right? Community, I believe, is coming together in unity. It's a united purpose. We can put aside our differences. We can celebrate some of those differences. We can celebrate. It brings something different to the table. We can overcome the obstacles, and we can make it productive and meaningful, even though we're still cutting out a lot of communication factors by not being close together. So I think we have one of the healthier forms of getting together because of that agenda. This is not entertainment. It's not just something you're tuning into. We try to be extremely interactive. Hi, Karen. She's trying to take us to coffee. That's great. Um, Mohammed, thank you. You're going to be my new moderator. He's really good at interacting with the chat. So that's really good. So guys, you heard she, can you say your titles again? Because one of them it was just the way you said it was really good. Can you say what you do? You're a physical therapist and
I'm a
you're what else?
I'm a physical therapist
Mm-hmm.
slash clinical exercise physiologist.
Clinical exercise physiologist.
Yeah,
So she's a professional in the physical or the physiques or the format of how to exercise, which
yeah.
is really, really, really cool. Another member of our community, everybody in our community is so cool, honestly. We have so many resources and abilities and gifts, and so it's good. So I have this, no, I'm just kidding. Um, Mohammed's with us from whatever background he puts behind him right now. It's going to show up. He's actually in Greece right now. Welcome, Mohammed from Greece. He's like,
I didn't teleport yet. I'm still
yeah,
in.
he didn't teleport yet, but there's a storm coming behind me, and everything's turning kind of red. What's going on?
It's me
What's going on?
teleporting.
Look,
It's
maybe
not.
it might rain soon. But um, we're having fun here today. Everyone in the chat, Karen and our other followers, thank you guys so much for coming in and chiming in. But we're talking about efficiency and focus and how to become efficiency. There's something called ultradian rhythms. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Ultradian, ultradian rhythms. You guys look that up in the chat. Um, Listening to white noise can also make you more focused and efficient because it takes away the impact of some of the higher spikes of noise, even if you have traffic and other things going on behind you. Um, Getting into an isolated place or a place of solitude in your homes if you're working from home. All of these things can increase productivity. You can even associate productivity with certain music. So, for example, when I was in a busy environment, I put on a John Coltrane CD. He's a classical jazz artist. I would say master, just mind-blowingly amazing with a saxophone. And it was just background music, I thought at first, but because I'm a musical person, it was distracting at first because I had never experienced that level of mastery of music. I'm used to Kenny G with all the just going chords, which is impressive and a gift of sorts. But Kenny G compared to John Coltrane is astronomically different. And so it eventually conditioned me so that when I was studying, I had this CD, tells you how long ago it was, this CD playing over and over again. And now, whenever I put on John Coltrane, I get in this hyper focused moment because I conditioned myself that that's the time for study. And so you can do that for the time for exercise or the time for whatever. It's an associated response that will increase efficiency and focus. So, going back to Mohammed, because we've been talking a little bit, and Ping brought something amazing,
Oh.
and Mia brought something amazing. Now it's finally your turn, sir. Um, how do you stay efficient and focused?
There are two cases, I guess. A focus on the daily job and on the personal aspect when I get home. These two,
Mm.
I guess, are different because the efficiency when you are in a job where you have a manager is different being managed by yourself. So it's there is a difference in the environment. Like in my case, because I have a good strict manager, he schedule everything in time. So even I am not efficient with time, my manager gets it done. He tracks every single task I have, so it's more easier to me to get on track. Even I don't like it or I'm worried all the day about it. I get efficient. But in the personal aspect, it's a large aspect. Becoming more efficient, as we talked before, this subject is related to many stuff, like the environment, your room, your friends, your habits, your food, your sleeping habits. Uh, Especially, I guess, about efficiency, the most important thing is the environment. If you build up a good environment around you, you will be good to go. And you building the environment at the first is not everything. You should always keep cleaning it, updating it. Depends on the goals and tasks you have. As you told us about using the music to get uh, a response. In my case, I use the rain sounds. I use that
Mm-hmm.
before. I use that before sleeping. So uh,
Wow.
I guess every night I listen to rain because I love rain a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I get to sleep really smooth. It's been like more than 4 years. Almost each night I hear the rain before sleeping, and when I get to work, it depends. Sometimes it depends on the task I'm doing. If I like drawing or doing some design, I love it. So sometimes I don't have my lunch and my dinner because I'm so focused on my on my work. So there are a lot of, how can I say this, uh, dependencies we can regulate to have the best efficiency. And in general, I guess the word efficiency related to time. And I liked when you talked about the social media. The
Hmm.
social media is like a poison in the honey. You need it, but it's poisoning to you. So there is a good documentary in, I guess, in Netflix. It's called The Social Dilemma, if you know it. This is
Oh, I've
famous
heard of
for,
it. I don't think I've ever watched it, but I've heard it. It's
yeah,
quite famous. Hmm.
they had every managers from the companies like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Hmm.
Pinterest, and the who invented the like button, and they did an interview, and it wasn't easy for them because they had to deliver some sensitive information about their work, and they had to go months with their lawyers before getting to the show. And you will be shocked by the facts that some of them are not using social media, or are preventing their kids using from
Right.
using social media until they are, I guess, 18. So if someone is lucky and he don't need the social media on their daily basics, he should get off them and just use the basic
Hmm.
ones, like to communicate, like Messenger or WhatsApp.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that because of it's a very everyone needs to be aware, right? It's like the movie Matrix. You take the pill and wake up. Wake up, wake up from this. At the same time, we're in a matrix of a paradigm shift where this is clearly becoming a part of our profession, our career, our required interaction with each other as much as a regular telephone was in the past. And it is having an impact, and it's up to us to give it texture, to give it some form of legitimate value. So if we acknowledge it and understand the merchandising aspect of the tactile interaction, right? Um,
exactly, yeah.
you'll understand that music plays where I work. We play a variety of genre of music all the time because they've found that music in the background, if you associate with that music, if it's familiar to you, you're more likely to purchase more things and feel more comfortable, more trusting. So everywhere you go now, there's music, coffee shops, everywhere you go, you can't escape music. It's everywhere and from various genres because if you have a familiar memory, oh man, I remember this is the song right here. Yeah, get two more of those. Let's get three of these. And there's a direct correlation to purchase power um, and control, self-control versus being pulled into fantasy where you're less restricted about yourself or even euphoria. So, they put things on the shelf at eye level they want you to see first. We sell stuff in our bays based on where they are eye level and traffic flow. Every one of our fluorescent light fixtures in the ceiling, it's not fluorescent, it's LED, have a sensor in the middle of them throughout this whole store that's bigger than IKEA, and it tracks the flow of customers' movement throughout the store all day. It's like a blood flow. And wherever that flow is going tells them how much they can charge the vendor for that shelf and that place because it has traffic going by it. It's seen more often. So all of these strategies are fully in play all the time. And from one aspect, you can say it's taking advantage of our human sensory system. Okay, so is a smiling jokester that comes up trying to sell you a car. So all of these things are actually happening to create an automated response, and I teach about that to protect women from the Casanovas. I teach them about what's happening when there's a tactile interaction with the Casanova and with him making you laugh because it raises your pulse, and your pulse raised will make you less likely to follow through on decisions you know are the best ones because your pulse is higher. So physiological dynamics and psychological aspects are definitely heavily used in social media and in sales. So in the midst of that minefield of things that could abuse us if we're not aware of them and if we don't take control of them, we all have to make decisions to allow this to whatever degree because it's a pertinent part of our lives. It's not just a recreational environment anymore. So I'm in agreement with you that as much as medications are used to adjust our lives, we should have a healthy diet instead. and avoid medication interventions as much as possible. But there come a time when you need to use them in that capacity. So really, there's like 12 other subjects that have spun off of this talk today.
Yeah.
I have an abundance of media to now record because I'm thinking, oh, we should talk about this. Oh, we should talk about that. Um, but we'll keep going around the room. That was a digression. And Ping, I thought you had a technical glitch because it still showed you on stage on my whatever it's called, and I didn't see you here, and I was like, am I not seeing her? What's going on? Um, but I know, Mohammed, you were in the middle of a stride of saying several things. Um,
Ah, it's okay. It's okay.
I jumped in because I found it fascinating, but I also do that from time to time, Mia, to help to summarize what's being said in case there are people in the chat that aren't following for whatever reason, speed of conversation or accent, that kind of thing. So, but Miss Ping, you were listening. And so that brings us to you. What do you think of all we're saying? You can include the digression into merchandising, social media toxicity, and other things if you want, because that can affect our ability to be efficient as well. So we'll kind of group it in here.
Oh, yeah. When we're developing this topic, that is too much. Something related to uh, psychology. That is a kind of euphoria. That is something related to a kind of starting of the habit loop. That is a kind
Mm,
of trigger craving, something like that. And that is a kind
mm,
of addiction,
mm.
addictive.
Addiction. Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm.
for this kind of ways, for this kind of things, when we want to going back to our top priority mentions, we need to stop that. We need to break that loop. So we should not make our willpower is getting more and more stronger to say stop, to say no to these kind of things. And also we have another way. Just try to keep something related to this kind of addictive things a little bit far away from your eyesight. Just keep them away. And then you just forget it for a little bit more and try to focus on your top priority missions. And when I hear something you are talking about the efficiency, I just think about efficiency. We also use it in another situation. That is, we need to use when we talk about the machine. We need to talk about the effective power. That means you have some energy. Some of the part of energy just consumed by such as like a side effect that is like friction. Uh, when we put this kind of theory in our human missions management, we also need
Mm,
to think about how we manage our priorities, how we manage our power, the power of our physical power, and also the brain power, the mind power here. How to put this kind of energy on the most important missions and make them just generated useful power in our daily life, in our career. We need to think about
wow.
it. But I have no
I'm.
good idea about that. Just think about this
Mhm.
kind of question, just this kind of question mark. Can I give this kind of question mark to Mia, to Jonathan, to Muhammad? Back to you,
I'm having to take notes. You guys are amazing today. I'm taking notes. That's what I'm doing over here. I'm not. Uh, I got to get more efficient at capturing these things.
Okay.
A lot being said here, guys. And if you're in the chat, go ahead and feel free to put on your seatbelt. If you have a helmet, put on a helmet because there's a lot of really cool stuff spinning off of this topic of efficiency, awareness of strategies, of merchandising, things that take advantage of our automatic systems and condition our responses. And as much as today, one of the questions from the other two pastors at my church um, is was they said, do you have any problems with caffeine or energy drinks or things like this? Now I'm only applying to volunteer as a greeter, but then they discovered my college and we've had conversations. So now I'm meeting with the staff at church and whatever happens. It's wonderful. I just enjoy meeting with these amazing men who've done a lot to service mankind in general and then our church. And so th- you know, um, they asked about caffeine and about stimulants and stuff like that, and I said, well, I don't want to say I'm addicted to these things like coffee. They even included coffee. I don't drink or smoke alcohol or anything like that, but I said, I use it as a drug, and they looked at me because it is a drug. It's not a smart drug like my sister thinks. She thinks she can drink it in the morning to wake up and drink it in the evening to go to sleep. So she's not aware that she has an addiction to caffeine because she's getting withdrawal symptoms before she goes to bed. So when she drinks a little bit, it calms her withdrawal and then she feels more calm. So she's actually addicted to caffeine, which is not hard to become addicted to something that you drink without thinking. And so caffeine, energy drinks,